here. Sorry, guys. Quick lurk. Hurry. Happy Friday, guys. Sorry, I was just upstairs grabbing some ice for my Vietnamese coffee that I made for Sam and I. How's the day? That's so good. Hey, MILF. What's up, man? Annie, how are you? We made it. Another week done. Feels good, guys. Super excited for this stream today. This stream is for Liz. Hopefully she pops in here at some point. Making some spaghetti bolognese with everything homemade, from the pasta to the sauce. And then it's going to be covered in a mountain of Parmesan cheese. You guys know how I like my pasta. And then we're just going to do a simple green salad on the side. So I did pick a little bit more lettuce out of the garden this morning. And I have some cherry tomatoes, cucumber. I do have some garden radishes, so maybe we'll slice some of those up and put it in there. And then we just have to make a little bit of balsamic dressing is what I think I am feeling today. Shadow, how are you? And just so everyone knows, T-minus 1 week until we do the draw for the apron giveaway, one of these lovelies. So if that's something that interests you, you can simply enter by subscribing. And if you have Amazon Prime, you can sign up for Twitch Prime and subscribe for free. And the apron value is close to $200 because everything is homemade or handmade. Of course, Doggo needs to scratch the door 2 minutes after I start, like clockwork. She's like, I'm not listening to this spiel again. I'm sick of it. So timeline for today, the bolognese sauce or the pasta sauce will take, let's say, most of the stream. So you want to start that pretty early. The recipe I'm using is from Serious Eats. And he says, give yourself around 4 hours. So it does cook for quite a long time, but it's a nice slow cook so that the meat stays really nice and tender. So we'll start prepping that first, and then to make the pasta, we're mixing it by hand. I'm not going to use the food processor today. It is a little bit easier in the food processor, I will say that, but let's do it by hand. Not too crazy of a stream today, so I thought I'd show you guys that. So we'll first mix the pasta. That should take us around, let's say, 15 minutes to mix up the dough and knead it until it's smooth. And then that will rest for 45 minutes before we even roll it out. Oh, that's one thing I did not think about is where I was going to put my pasta roller. We'll figure it out. And then I will give myself probably 45 minutes to roll it out, but I don't think it'll take me that long. And then you can either hang it somewhere and dry it, or just ball it into a nice little nest and keep it kind of moist so it doesn't dry out. So you have two options there. I'm just going to make it into a little nest on a sheet pan. That's the way I like to cook it. The dough is made into pasta, exactly. And for our salad, that is the easiest thing today. So 15 minutes to prep that up. Just got to chop up some veg, wash some lettuce, and make a dressing. Hello, Steve. How are you, sir? You didn't know that, MILF? Well, hopefully you can watch while you stream as well and maybe learn how to make pasta. It's not that hard, and it's one of my favorite things to do. What is going on here? The dog is trying to bark at something. Can you not? Let's go. Get over here. This side. Watch. Good. She's disturbing the peace. Why do, doggo? You're crazy. Oh, and we are going to add in, so the sugo that I made last week, we're gonna add that into the bolognese sauce. So there is this too, and that has pork in it. Aw, no problem, MILF. I love raiding people, and I always like to find new people to raid, even if they're really small streamers. Like, you guys gotta start somewhere. I know that's where I started. But even that little bit will help you a lot in the end. So I'm happy. Hopefully you got a bunch of new follows and stuff out of that. You're just wonderbar. Wonderbar. Okay, so all of the recipes are posted in Discord. Let us go over what bolognese sauce is first. We'll do a little bit of fun facts before we start. There's time. Thanks, MILF. Yeah, if you want, man, join the Discord. That's where we post all the recipes, and it's not sub only or anything like that. It's completely open. And you can even post food photos or really anything you want in there. We're pretty chill. Okay, so bolognese sauce, also known in Italian as ragu alla bolognese. So ragu pretty much just means sauce as well. And ragu bolognese is a meat-based sauce originating from Bologna, Italy. I've been there. Probably one of my favorite places. It was so nice and quiet, and I would have to say that the charcuterie there is unreal. That is so cool, MILF. I mean, that's what I want to get out of the stream, is for people to not be as scared of cooking, to try new things, and even if it doesn't work out, at least you learned new stuff. And you can usually fix a mistake. So if you ever need help, feel free to message me, man. So in Italian cuisine, it's customarily used to dress tagliatelle. So that's the thicker cut pasta noodles. And also to prepare lasagna alla bolognese. I've never done a meat sauce this intense for a lasagna, but I can't even imagine the flavor. It would be just too good, I think. It even opened up your food variety. Yes. I love that. Yeah, I cook a lot of different food. I don't just specialize in one cuisine. Okay, so in the absence of tagliatelle, so the thicker pasta, it can also be used with other broad, flat pasta shapes, such as pappardelle or fettuccine. But today we're doing spaghetti, which I think is actually more of an American way of serving it. So genuine ragu is a slowly cooked sauce, and its preparation involves several techniques. This includes sweating, sautéing, and braising. And ingredients include a characteristic sofrito of onion, celery, and carrot, and different types of minced or finely chopped beef. We're gonna grind our own beef today. Look at this piece of meat that we get to deal with. This is a brisket. It is large. This is actually a pretty small brisket, but this is a beef brisket. So we're going to trim some meat off of this today and grind it fresh for our meat sauce. I've never done a meat sauce this way, so I'm pretty excited. You hope Sammy is still planning on streaming. He's actually streaming on Saturday, Steve, not Sunday. I have no idea what we're doing Sunday, but I'll be at work for the morning / afternoon. Brum brum. Why would I slap you? That's just kind of weird, man. How much do we spend on food? So for 4 people, it usually costs us around $500 a week. So if you divide that, that's like just over $100 to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So 3 meals a day for a whole week, I think that's not bad at all. I know it sounds like a very large amount, but if you were to eat those meals out, you would at least double that price. Hey, Hammy, how are you? American money? No, Canadian. So it would be even less American. Okay, back to our ragu. So white wine, milk, and a small amount of tomato sauce is added, and then the dish is gently simmered at a length of time to produce a nice thick sauce. You're just okay. I'm doing good. I'm happy it's Friday. Except it's not really my Friday because I don't have weekends off anymore, but I think I'll easily get used to that. Still kind of feels like Friday because I don't do anything else on these days except stream. You're bad. It's all good, Steve. Okay, the earliest documented recipe of an Italian meat-based sauce served with pasta comes from the late 18th century. A recipe for a meat sauce for pasta that is specifically described as being bolognese appeared in Pellegrino Artusi's cookbook of 1891. So it's pretty old. So outside Italy, the phrase bolognese sauce often refers to a tomato-based sauce to which minced beef or pork has been added. Such sauces typically bear less resemblance to the ragu alla bolognese, so the traditional Italian one. And it's actually more similar to the ragu alla napoletana, so from Napoli, which uses a lot more tomatoes, whereas the bolognese version is more meat forward. Like there's probably double the amount of meat in bolognese compared to the Napoletana version. And it says, whereas in Italy, ragu is not used with spaghetti. So-called spaghetti bolognese has become a popular dish in many parts of the world. Hello, Chief. How are you? Welcome in, man, and thanks for the host as well. Do I think I'll still be doing this in 5 years? I honestly don't know, but I think that would be really cool. If I am still doing it, I would love to. I really don't want to stop doing this anytime soon, but...
Yeah, but we'll be prepping for a food truck.
Yeah, who knows where the world will take us. I don't think I'm going to stop streaming now that I've started. But yeah, like Sam said, eventually we want to open up some kind of food truck or something, so we'll probably migrate towards more of a commercial kitchen from this home kitchen. You guys can kind of see the transition that way. Lots of planning involved in that first, though. So that's a good 5-year plan to have, though. What's up, Rod? How are you today? I'm doing good, Chief. Pretty wired today. It's a little overcast and breezy, but it's still warm. Did a lot of house cleaning this morning and just kind of chilling out and enjoying the day. Food truck stream. Food truck stream. Yeah. I don't know if you guys have seen Grub Truckers, but they're pretty fun to watch. Okay, back to our history. I'm going to go away from this first one. Go into something else. Okay, so I'm going off of the Serious Eats recipe now. Cleaning can be hella calming. Yeah, I was like, well, I work Saturday, Sunday. And I know I'm not going to feel like cleaning after work, so I might as well do it this morning while I was already ahead of all my stream stuff, so it feels good. I'm a pretty clean freak, so gotta keep this place spick and span. Okay, so it says, let's get one thing straight right off the bat. When we say ragu bolognese, we're talking about a true ragu, which is a slow-cooked meat sauce that is almost entirely composed of meat with just a small amount of wine stock and tomato and dairy to bind it together. I know that's kind of weird, but there is milk or cream in the bolognese sauce. It says the spaghetti bolognese you might get in Little Italy or in a UK pub, which is made with ground beef simmered in marinara sauce. It might be tasty, but it's an entirely different beast. So he says, I'm just going to read you this little excerpt here because I really enjoyed reading it, and I think you guys will enjoy hearing it. Oh, I'm super excited for this, Steve. He says, my love of bolognese all started back when I was a line cook at Number 9 Park, Barbara Lynch's flagship Northern Italian / New American restaurant. So Barbara Lynch is a pretty famous chef. And I know she has a couple different restaurants in the States. So this recipe we're using today is actually based off of one of hers. And he says, one of my jobs every morning, all through the winter, was to pull out the giant rondeau that fit over 4 burners. So really, really big pot. You need at least 2 people to lift it off the stove top. I have used one of these before. Like, I could easily just have a bath in it. It's that big. You could cook a cate in this rondeau. And then he says to make a batch of the ragu for the next night's service. And we always let it sit at least a night before serving it. Obviously, we're not doing that today, but I will say that anything sauce-based is always better the next day. Is there a beer meat sauce? You could easily sub beer for wine in this. Just don't tell the Italians, is all I'm going to say. Because there will be judgment, but I know it will be just as tasty. MILF, you can cook. You told me that you know how to make steak. That's cooking. Yeah, cook a cate. So he says, I carefully browned 3 different types of ground meat while sauteing onions, carrots, celery, sage leaves, and chicken livers in a separate pan. I don't like livers, so I am not using that today. And then he said, I'd mix the 2 together, so the veg and the meats, and then simmer them all down with a mixture of veal and chicken stock, milk, wine, and just a touch of tomato. And then a few hours later, it would have reduced to a velvety smooth sauce, so rich and hearty that only the fattest swaths of fresh pappardelle or tagliatelle could stand up to it. Into it. Let's do it. Okay, so pasta. Let's do a little bit of pasta history. You don't have the kitchen for it. Well, then you have to get creative. That's the fun part, Mil. You gotta think, how can I make this work? Sounds good, Hammy. Okay, so pasta is a staple food of traditional Italian cuisine, with the first reference dating back to 1154 in Sicily. So way, way back. Spick and span comes from a combination of Old Norse and Dutch. Is it really? So also commonly used to refer to the variety of pasta dishes. Pasta is typically made from an unleavened dough of a durum wheat flour mixed with water or eggs and formed into sheets or various shapes. And then you cook it by boiling or baking it. And it says, as an alternative for those wanting a different taste or who need to avoid products containing gluten, sad for you, some pastas can be made using rice flour in place of wheat. And pastas may be divided into 2 broad categories, dried and fresh. So we're making fresh today. But the other week when we made the pasta with the semolina flour, that could be dried. So both dried and fresh pasta come in a number of shapes and varieties, with 310 specific forms known variably. I didn't think there was that many different pastas in the world. That is so, so cool. Okay, we're not going any farther than this. We need to get some stuff started. It's almost 3. Let's do this. Whew. There's a bunch of cooking streamers on right now. Let's go. Let's go, guys. So our first order of business for our timeline, I think we will start by mixing up our pasta dough so that it has time to rest. And then after that, we will dice up the beef to grind it. Grind it up. It's okay, guys, if the pasta rests for over half an hour. You just need a minimum half an hour of time for it to rest. If you don't let it rest, the flour is not actually going to be completely absorbed and it will be very dry still. So we need the minimum half an hour. I always like to push it to around 45 to even an hour as well. And you'll just end up with a nice smooth pasta. And it won't crack or anything like that on you. Mama, how are you? I'm the only person. Yes! You're all mine, Mama. And thank you for that. Okay, so we need our big bowl. We need our scale. This is my go-to recipe that we're using today for the pasta. This is the recipe I got from my sous chef in Vancouver. And he worked at one of the best Italian restaurants in the city. So we totally jacked it and shared the recipe amongst each other. So thanks, Brody, if you ever watch this. And currently, Brody is now running a resort on Vancouver Island where we are, but he's up north in Hattagwai, so he's a Hattagwai native and he's running a resort up there, which is awesome. That was one of his goals when he worked with Sam and I, and we really pushed him to go after it. We let him go and do his test interviews and stuff, so I'm really, really happy that he followed his dreams, because a lot of cooks get lost in the kitchens. But just so you know, this recipe is tried and true. So we need 250 grams of flour to start. And my bin's pretty much empty, so we're just going to take right out of the bag. And I'm just going to let Posh out because she hates the scale. I don't want her to be super nervous. So I'll just let her outside so she can't hear the beep. I don't know, she's funny. She's a funny one like that. And I'm just using all-purpose flour for this. What came Why? What's creepy? What did I do? What have I done? What's up, Thunder? How are you? Oh, you came across creepy. Yeah, I'm the only one you like to watch. I'll take it as a compliment. I was like, I don't think I said anything creepy. Okay, so 250 flour. I'm making a smaller batch of pasta today. Typically on Fridays, I don't make too much leftovers for the weekend, especially since I know Sammy's cooking something tomorrow. You're just super hungry, Thunder. The struggle. Struggle's real. And now what we want to do, just make a well in the center of this, where our eggs will go next. And we also need to just sprinkle over a teaspoon of salt into the flour. We were watching yesterday's stream, the end of the green things I pickled looks scary. They are just the buds from the garlic plants that have to get picked off. I know they look kind of funny how they're so curly like that, but they're so tasty, Mama. It's like a less strong garlic flavor, and it's really nice and crunchy and fresh. Pretty soon I'll be milling my own flour. You know what? There is, I believe, a flour mill for my mixer. There is an attachment that they make. So I'd be down. But I think I can also make flour in the dry attachment on the Vitamix blender too. I think it would just be super noisy, so I would never do that on stream. So now we need our eggs, 92 grams of whole egg, and 62 grams of egg yolk. Ooh, oh no, this guy got cracked, which sucks because that means we have to throw him out because I don't trust it. Ah, explosion, egg explosion. Are you proud of me, Audrey? Because I said a pun. Butts. You've never seen anything like them. Yeah, they're a little bit hard to find. But for some reason on the West Coast here, everyone really likes to use them. But I mean, even when I lived in Alberta, we had access to them as well in the springtime. Does all pasta have gluten? Well, it should, Thunder, but I was saying earlier as we were doing the fun facts, I don't know what that is. As we were doing the fun facts, you can have some pastas made with rice. I don't like that little white thing, so I need to take it off. Okay, that's 72. We need 92. Let me try and take this smaller guy here, but I think even that's going to be too much. So we might just have to get our yolk number back because this is 135. Let me just do some quick math right now. So 2 plus 62, 154. Minus 136. So I think I'm only going to add one yolk to this. One yolker, and then we should be good. I'm just going to crack the whole egg into here. And then take the yolk out. Okay, that's just a piece of shell. It keeps freaking me out. There's something weird. Pasta makes you feel heavy. Well, if you eat a lot of it, yeah. But typically when I make the homemade one, it's not as heavy feeling. Okay. That, I think we're good. 166. Let me just see this here. Perfect. We will be good with that. So there's our eggs. We don't need the scale anymore. I'm just going to wash my hands up for a quick sec because they're slimy. And then we want the olive oil close by as well because we'll have to add that just to get it to bind together. If there were a nuclear apocalypse, you could always convert your grain mill into a flour mill. Exactly. You're set. You might crash during my stream. You're so sleepy. So if you stop talking, you're not dead. Well, that is good to know. Thanks for the heads up. Because, yeah, I'd probably be like, what happened to Steve? Hey, Hammy. You're back. Welcome back. Do I add egg to bolognese? I do not. So first things first, I'm just going to kind of whip the eggs up or mash them up with our fingers. I'm using my hands right now just because we're going to be using our hands in about 10 seconds here. So just mix the yolk in with the white. And that way the flour will just incorporate a lot nicer. Don't be afraid to get messy. Pour that in your well. How are you doing, Gum? Happy Friday. And now we're just gonna go in a circular motion. And as we keep doing this, it's gonna start to bring the flour in. You're doing good. That's good, Gum. Yeah, it's finally the weekend. Anyone have any awesome plans for the weekend? Okay, so now this is starting to get kind of like mealy, which is good. That's what we want to happen. And then this is where we start to drizzle in the olive oil, and that will help to bind it. So this is kind of just nice and light right now. We're just going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil at a time, and then it will start to form together. Let's do that to start. Now I'm going to try and start to bunch it together with my hand and start to press it. You want to make sure there's no dry bits left in this bowl here. I haven't actually done this by hand in a long time, so this is awesome for me too. You're impressed. Just using my palm to press this down to get any dry bits that are kind of falling out. But I think the amount of olive oil we just added is perfect. It's not too dry, but it's also not too wet. I'll put the oil away, take away the board, and then we're just going to do a little bit of kneading to bring this all together. Start to develop our gluten is what that does. And that's what helps the pasta stay together. So kneading, I always like to fold and then push or press down. And if you need to, use two hands. My left wrist is not the best anymore. Mostly from cooking, I will say that, like tossing pans, cooking pizzas and stuff like that, just holding on to utensils and heavy stuff a lot. So I always find that just that extra little bit helps. You took a cooking class in high school and it was fun? That's awesome, Thunder. You need me, Steve. So we're just going to knead this until it's smooth. So as you can see it right now, it's not smooth at all. So we need to keep working this till it looks like a baby's bottom. Kind of the same basis for making a bread dough too. You mix it until it's smooth. That way you know the gluten has developed sufficiently. You took a home ec class in 7th grade. I think that's when I took my first home ec class too. You tripled the amount of baking powder in the scone recipe. They turned out much larger. Did you feel that you tasted the baking powder though? Because sometimes when you add too much, it gets this weird flavor. Even back then, you're an experimentalist. I love it. Okay, we're getting this. We're getting there. Steve, it's not too warm today. Like, it's really not that hot. And I haven't looked at the forecast for the weekend. But I doubt it's anything like what you guys are getting right now. Okay, so it's still tearing apart. We still need to keep going, guys. Hey, on your knees. How are you doing, man? Good to see you in here on this lovely Friday. Your palate was probably not refined. That's true. You're probably just like, look how big they got. Okay, we're getting there. You've always wanted to make a pizza. It's really not that hard, Thunder. I have a great dough recipe if you want to try it this weekend. It just takes a day to make the dough. So you make it one day, let it sit overnight, and then you can use it the next day. The scones. The scones, Steve. So we're getting there. It's not tearing apart too much anymore. Can you buy fresh dough? I have never seen fresh pizza dough at any stores here, so that's amazing. Okay, I think we are there. You just form it into a ball now. Take up any of the dried bits off the counter. Roll it around, and that's what we're looking for. So it should be a little bit shiny as well. Omat loves me, but he can't join the stream right now. Okay, I forgive him. Good to know he's still alive, though. You want the Italian style thin crisp? Yeah, you'll have to make that dough yourself then for sure, Thunder. And those get baked at a super, super high temp. And you probably want a pizza stone for that as well. Just a heads up, if that's what you're thinking of making. You definitely need a few special things to make that happen at home. Because typically those are baked in a wood-fired oven at a very, very high temp, around 700 Fahrenheit. So usually the best temp that you can get at home is around 500. Okay, so this guy now, let's just wrap him up in some plastic wrap. You could use a Ziploc as well, but just something so that there can be no air touching it so it doesn't dry out. That is terrifying on your knees. What are you guys doing? Wouldn't it be easier to just order Papa John's or Domino's? But they don't make the Italian style thin crust. They make cardboard thin crust, is what I like to call it. Okay, there's our little pasta. Done with this big bowl. Let's get a wipe of our station because it might be a little bit greasy from the olive oil. And now we know we have around 45 minutes to do some other stuff, aka grind some meat. This beast. The beast. I love brisket. It's true. Now our first step always, before we even grind any meat, is to prepare the grinder, right? 700 Fahrenheit. That's hotter than the sun, really? No. If one wants substandard pizza, yeah, exactly. So let me just grab the grinder. We gotta put it in the freezer. Just the metal pieces. Just the metal pieces. Yeah, we're going in the microwave with the brisket. So these are not going in the freezer. You're just saying to the chatters that when I'm cooking this, when you pop it on the stove, I think I should break out a guitar and sing you guys some country rock. What? You're wild. Why country? We're cooking Italian food. Let's go medium size dice. Oh, Matt, I didn't even see what you said. So you're lucky. Steve, it's 31 and storming outside. It can't get any worse. I love when it storms when it's super hot. Gets intense. Okay, let me get this dog. Posh, come here. Here now. Let's go. Let's go. Come see. Come on. Crazy animal. Okay, so all of these metal pieces are going in. Surface temp of the sun is almost 10,000 Fahrenheit. Okay, that sounds better. Oh, Matt. You just can't make it in, hey, man? Time to unmod a mod. I love it when you guys fight like this. Did you sort yourself, oh, Matt? Whatever you're getting yourself into? I don't know if this piece of meat will even fit on the board, to be honest. And I think I'll just take off some of the ends. I think that's our best option right now. Don't be racist. How is that racist? You can sing country while cooking Italian. It's true. I just don't want to. Oh, these safety slippers. These are legit kitchen safety slippers. They're Birkenstocks. These are my kitchen shoes. I don't know why you guys are fighting again. You're at work? Sounds good, Mies? Yeah, don't watch this part. I'm happy you're here, though. It should be over soon though. So let's do probably about this much. Just cut it off. Because we do have a bunch of the pork in the sugo still. This is the fattier side of the brisket as well. You guys will see the difference when I cut it from both sides. So we'll do that. I'm scared. I have nowhere to put this. I don't want to make a mess on my board. Give me a sec. Is it a vegan stream? Yeah, you got it, man. You know it. It's the size of a baby. It's true. That's a big baby, 8.7 pounds. It's like the size of Sam when he was born. It's the size of a German baby. Okay. This other piece, just gonna pack it up and it will go into the freezer. Stream numbers through the roof. Your little brother was 10 pounds? That's terrifying. Man, I feel bad for your mom. You were a heavy baby. I find that hard to believe. It's true. Okay. Hopefully there's not too much juice that comes out, but we'll just we'll wipe it up. Ah! We're juicing. You just did all of your weight gain at birth, yeah, and then decided to take it easy. See, that makes more sense. Okay. So that other piece fit a whole big Ziploc. We got some meats. You were a big kid, and now thanks to cider, you're a big guy. Just keep it going. Why not? It was a C-section. That makes sense, man. He was too big. Putting that piece of brisket into the freezer. Now let's get into it. Let's do this. You saw onions come out. I don't believe that. Okay, so let's look at this. This is the flat part of the brisket. Makes sense, right? Because it is so flat, and this is the more lean stuff, so there's not too much marbling in there, but there is some nice fat on top. But this fat is more like pliable than the really nice fat that we want, which is more like this hard stuff. So I'm going to just trim this whole thing off because I think there is a little bit of silver skin under there, which we don't want to grind in. That's not the point of this. We don't want to grind crap into our meat. So let's just start by trimming this. Like so. And we can save this for stalks. It doesn't have to be thrown out. It's just not great to grind because it renders out really weird. Oh my god, you guys. Calm down the thirst a bit. Is Frank home?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, bolognese. You know it, dude. I don't know if I've ever actually made this properly from scratch. I'm pretty stoked. And thanks, Liz, for the request on this one. Oh, Matt can't control his booze. Yeah, you guys are wildin' on a Friday night, hey? Crazy kids. Up to no good. Much success, many wins. I'm glad it all worked out, obvious. And this little piece, just go like that. So this is why I cleaned that part off, is because you can see right here, that little bit of clear membrane. If we ground that into the meat, that would be super tough, and that would not actually break down fully. So that's where you get those like weird rubber pieces in your ground beef, which we don't want, which is why we are grinding it ourselves today. So now, we're gonna cut the meat against the grain. Nice 1-inch cubes is the best for grinding. There's not too much to clean on this other side, I don't think. Maybe I should have checked it before I sliced it. Just a little bit of silver skin I'm seeing. So this stuff right here, gone. It's Freaky Friday. I watched that video today by Lil Dicky, I think his name is. Hilarious. I love it. Just jumping in to say hi. Gonna get a shower and gonna get some pizza because it's Friday. Sounds good, man. Thanks for saying hi at least. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. If you guys are interested, Sammy is probably gonna be streaming cooking me dinner tomorrow while I'm at work. Okay, now let's cut this down. I like porters too. Oh, smoked porters, yes. Now you guys are talking. I'm sure a porter would be really good with tonight's dinner too. Good job on the job. Thanks, Anini's. Yeah, it feels good. Still getting used to it, but I needed to do it. Getting a little short on cash. Okay, that was gross. Just pulling out a vein there. Yucks. Okay, so this is the fat end, obviously, because there's a bunch of fat in it. And all of that hard fat, that's all good. But all of this stuff on top here, we need to trim. There's nothing really on the bottom to trim off, so that's good. So let's start up here. This is that soft, rubbery fat again, which just cooks up really weird. And there's usually a nice layer of silver skin under it. Is Sammy nervous for the stream? No. he is not. Pulling out the parasites. Oh, don't even say that. I think if I ever found something like that, that would ruin meat for me. I have to say that. There's a little bit more soft meat or soft fat here. Just trim it up a bit more. And we can start to cut it down. So this stuff, as long as the fat's nice and white and hard, that's the good stuff. So don't get rid of it. And then you can see just how big the fibers are in brisket. Like, look at the grains on the meat there. That's why it takes so long to cook out. But then look at how nice and marbled that part is. That's why it tastes so good. How is On doing? Yeah, they're just cleaning up upstairs, but all of the floor is ripped out and all of the wall is ripped out. It's looking really good. And they're just waiting on cabinets and stuff, and then they can pretty much finish it all up. But I think my dad has to do some rewiring and stuff as well. So Sammy doesn't know any of that, so he is off the hook. They're doing the cabinets before the floor. No, they'll lay... Well, first they have to... My dad has to do some rewiring in the floor because they're getting an island upstairs. Because before the island was connected. Like a peninsula. So he just has to do some rewiring to get the electrical over to where the island's going to be now. And then they'll do the floor, put the cabinets in, and be donezo. What cut of meat is this? This is beef brisket. And it's quite nice to grind just because there is a good mix of lean and fatty meat in it. And it's pretty easy to trim too. Like, it's mostly just fat that we trim off. There's not really any veins or gristle in it. And it has a lot of good flavor too. Which we can tell that just by how big the meat grains are. Because anything that takes longer to cook is going to give you more flavor. Whereas something like a tenderloin, yeah, it's very tender, but it's not very flavorful compared to a sirloin. So that's why the tougher cuts are used for grinding. No problem, Mama. You should be able to find this at your butcher. Brisket is very popular nowadays. And it's not too expensive. And I always try to buy it like right in the bag that it gets packaged in. Just because once they open the bag where I'm at, they open the bag and trim it for you. It doubles the price automatically. Because then the butcher has to touch it. But if you buy it right in the bag and trim it yourself, it's half the price. Okay. Oh, those pieces of fat are going to be unreal in there. So there's our bowl of meat. There's our bowl of trim that we can save for some kind of beef broth or whatever we want. I will pack that away though right now, just so it doesn't stay out. You have high-grade knives. Honestly, MILF, this knife, I think it maybe retails for 30 or 40 bucks. It's not that expensive. And it's one of my favorites to use. You love chuck roast. Yeah, that's a great one. That's a really good one to grind as well. You do buy brisket, but not as fatty. Yeah, we've been getting really nice briskets from the butcher shop. And the fattier the brisket, the better it's gonna taste. And the more juicy it's gonna be once it's cooked. So keep that in mind. One knife, that's a month's allowance. Yeah, but if you get a new knife every month, then you'll have a good selection. You don't need that many. Just a few staples. And you're set. Okay, just grabbing the mixer and then we can set up our grinder. Here we are, guys. We're going over here. Get our stuff out of the freezer. Hey Jay, how are you? That stuff's icy cold. And this is how I set my grinder up. So this thing goes on just like that. You just twist that so it's tight. Next piece in is our little auger. So that's what pushes the meat through the grinder to feed it. So lock that in. Our blade. So these blades push the meat through the grinder and you want the sharp pieces to be facing up. And next up, our die, which is a nice medium grind. And then you just twist our end on to keep everything closed. Boom. Next, flip it over like so. I'll just push it back. And our meat goes in on this side. I'm gonna rinse out this one bowl here. Should have kept this bowl clean. Just lurking around. Sounds good. There's a lot of lurkers today. So that's where our ground meat goes into. And now we just need to set up our feeding tray, which looks like that. And then you just push the meat through. Ready, guys? Ready, Freddy. And I will use a glove, as always. Try and be as clean as possible when you're doing this kind of stuff. You don't want any cross-contamination. So this guy's going on. Go like half speed. And then just start dropping your meat in. Oh, that looks good. Brendan, can I teach you how to use the ShamWow? I'm pretty sure the ShamWow guy can teach you that. Because I don't have a ShamWow, so no, I can't teach you that. The lamb sauce? We ain't got no lamb sauce today. It's not Megan's. Okay, almost done. See how quick this is? Way better than buying it from the store. Turn it up. Let's go. Getting the last of this meat out of there. Boom. Dunzo. So loosen off our grinder. What am I grinding? I'm grinding beef brisket. Wiggle it off. Just come over to the board, set it up like that, and I'll take it apart in a second. So the way to take it apart, just do exactly opposite of how we built it. Okay, look how fatty the brisket is. There's nothing, not even any meat stuck in there. It got lubed up. Look at that. So good. That's where all the flavor is. And we can just dump this whole thing out. Like that. Nice and clean inside. There's nothing really stuck in there. Beef brisket. I didn't mix the beef and the pork. So Shadow, the pork part of this is in the sugo. Remember when we made the pasta for Anthony Bourdain? We made the pork sugo. So I still had some of that left over, so we're gonna mix that into the bolognese sauce. That's gonna be my variation, because the sugo is a very, very simple meat sauce as well. But it was just straight pork. But you always want to use at least 2 types of meat if you're making a bolognese meat sauce. So, that is donezo. How easy was that though? And now I think we should start making the sauce as well before we even roll out the pasta. The pasta can be rolled out close to being near the end. And it is resting really nicely. Like, look how nice and soft it has gotten. So I'll just pop that in the fridge right now. Saubin, thanks for the follow. A Karen. I'm the bechamel girl. Bechamel. Thank you. How are you doing today? Anthony Bourdain, yeah, I adored him. R.I.P. for sure. Still can't believe he's gone. Cannot believe it. Or maybe I just don't want to believe it. Okay, so we'll set this aside. ASMR meat. I suppose so. So that's the one part of the bolognese. The next part of meat is pancetta. Italian style bacon, which you can eat raw. It is totally safe. It's really, really nice. So there's our pancetta. Okay, and Sammy got it sliced into nice thick slices for me, so I only have a little bit of work to do for that. And that will just give a more earthy kind of flavor. Liz, you're here. This is for you. This is for you, girl. But I don't want to get this on my wooden board, so I'm still going to use plastic to cut it. And maybe finish Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. Cool. I'm guessing that's a game. So this stuff, the pancetta, you can cut it into nice cubes. We can probably even cut it having it stacked. Let's do 1/2 inch, I suppose. It's a good game. I've actually never heard of it, but I believe you if you say it's good. Sammy wants me to play Fallout 1976. The new one that's coming out. I'd be down, I think. I just don't know when I'm going to have the time to play video games. And we're just going to make some nice cubes. I wasn't even a thought in 1976. Nope. Pancetta cubies, yes. Yeah, cooking some Italian food. Finally, a Karen. Italian food is love. So excited. Should I give Posh a piece? She's sitting really nice. I think she would love it. I don't know what she's gonna think of the pancetta. I don't think she's ever had it. Let's give her this piece that's like so nice and fatty. Come here. Okay, sit. Be very nice. That's pancetta. Just expanding her palate one day at a time. You want them in your mouth. I know, it's so good. Okay, so now I'm gonna actually start to brown that stuff up, and then we'll prep the vegetables as that stuff's going. So nice big pot, something that'll hold a very large batch of meat sauce. Let's turn this on to medium-high to start. Pancetta can go over as well. We'll start with the pancetta, brown it up, and I'll probably just take it out and then brown the meat in batches. But for now, we'll move on to our sofrito, which is actually just a mirepoix. You're on a diet. No. And I don't know where this onion came from. I'm going to guess Betty, because who mangles an onion like this? No chef would do it. So I just saw that in the fridge. I was like, okay, I guess I'll use that. It's what I get dealt today in my cards. We want to go pretty small dice for this stuff. Oh, Matt. Yes, sir. Back on our onion game. So I always cut the opposite end of the butt. I call this the onion butt. And this is kind of like the core that holds everything together. So cut the opposite end of that, because that's going to hold everything together. Lemon. Woohoo. You've been waiting. Love it, man. Have you cooked anything awesome lately? I feel like we've lost touch. You gotta catch up on Omad's life. And I don't use the onion butt if it's really, really hard. Just discard it. It doesn't break down very easily. Onion number 36. Is it really? Can you guys believe that we're already on episode 117? We've done 117 streams already together. Insanity. Just a curry for 3 days. Nice, dude. Such a good dish to prep up to eat over X amount of days. Because honestly, it probably just gets better with time. Okay, there's our onion. Our pot should be hot now, or at least getting there. Nice sizzle action. What we want. Probably a wooden spoon. Your rank number 11. Get that wooden spoon like Nona. Nona would have. Oh man. Smells so good already. How's the lighting on that? I think we gotta bump it up, eh? Not too much glare either, so I feel good with that. Liz, you won again. Nice one. So now, cut our end off the celery and the tips. These ones look pretty nice, so I'll just cut off these smaller pieces with the leaves because that gets bitter. Cut off the tops there. And now I'm just going to rinse the bottom of the celery because it's pretty dirty. Lemon is the queen of all bones. You are ranked number 1. The ultimate lurker. The mother of bones. How was the bechamel yesterday? It was really, really good. Definitely happy I added that little bit of extra roux, because it would have been too thin otherwise. So celery, we're cutting the same size relatively to the onions. We're gonna put a bunch of love into this sauce today. Lemon, how's your baking competition stuff going? I haven't had any updates from you on that yet. You won, Omat. Woohoo! Anya, you lost. You guys can only win for so long until it starts to come back at you. It's going well. You're set to do the final bake. Yes! Just straight up lost. Yeah, you got nothing. Okay, let's give this a stir. Oh, so good. Keep it nicely spread out in the pan. You don't want it piled on top of itself. You want the fat to render out evenly. And it is splashing a bit, so I'm just going to put this on. Let's not destroy the stovetop too much. Oh, Matt, it never works for you. This is so funny. Every time you try to do it, times you out. Roulette, oh, Matt's points. Orange cardamom sandwich cookies. Okay, those looked so nice. Muesli oatmeal cookies and lemon loaf. Perfect. Can you call me buddy? Sure, buddy. You just want to gamble on your points. You will not gamble today. Three categories. Okay, nice. Well, I wish you luck. And I feel like you could win it. Even though I've never tasted your baking, I know you're really passionate about it. And it always looks really good. Even when you say it doesn't look good, I always think it looks good. Come here. See, she wants the carrot skins, but then when I give them to her, she gets picky. So I don't give them to her anymore, because then she just ends up making a mess and like spitting them all over the kitchen. She's evil sometimes. But carrot ends for sure. I know she'll eat those. Again, look at all that fat rendering out. Oh yeah, we are about 80% cooked, the pancetta. Around 20% more to go. And then we'll take it out and start the beef. Man, you guys are still losing. Yeah, good betting. You guys are really great gamblers. Turnton up on a Friday night. I would recommend not going to Vegas, just by judging how your gambling is going so far. shut down the induction. It's perfect. Yeah, we're good. We are so there. Okay, let's do it. Take it out. I'm gonna just need a slotted spoon for that. Hey, you won it back, oh Matt. See? Don't give up. That's proof right there. So these are nice and crispy. Before this starts smoking too much, look at how much we have now of the pancetta. It looks like nothing, hey? Let's start to crumble our meat in. And just be careful because it's going to spit. You don't want to put that on right away. Maybe one more handful. Spread it out. Away we go. Wow, I can't believe it's 4 o'clock already. Day's flying. Convenience store machine gambling skills on the outskirts. Yeah, that is probably way better than being in Vegas. Sam and I, did not win a thing last time we were there. It's rigged for sure. There you go, oh Matt. See, just take it slower. You made pancetta with white wine. Yum. I've never made pancetta, but I think I might be able to learn how to do that at the restaurant. I know we're making capicolo and salami. Just hopefully they make it when I work. Liz, are you still here? How was your day? Also, what's everyone cooking / eating today? It's on a need-to-know basis. Or drinking. Drinking too. There you go, oh Matt. Oh man, this looks good. I think I'll just turn up the heat a touch more right now. But that's mostly just the pancetta fat in there that's cooking with the beef. So hopefully it browns it up a bit. Is it splashing? Not really. We'll leave that off so you guys can just watch it for now. Okay, so that's the base of our bolognese. Let me just go back to the recipe. We also need, so we did the pancetta, onion, carrot, celery. We need some garlic and sage and parsley. So 4 cloves of garlic. Let's pick one out of Sam's mom's that she sent me. Let's use the purple one. How's it going, Buff? Let's go, oh Matt. You know pancetta is red meat and goes with red wine, but with white wine it has a special taste. Yeah, you can use either red wine or white wine in bolognese. Hey, don't make her bark. It's really loud if you do that. I don't want to break your guys' ears. Let the eardrums survive. There we go. It just smells too good, honestly. Oh, Matt, your luck is getting better at least. Borf. That's the dog borf. Yeah, BTTG. Buff's got a good name. Oh, Matt, you have a gambling problem or what, dude? You're good. Now that you're winning a bit. The onions are triggering you. Why? The onions never did a thing. They tell you to gamble more. Never trust the onion then. They may look innocent. Those onions will get ya. And for the garlic, I'm just gonna slice it thin. We don't need to mince this. I'm going more rustic today with this. And that's the best part. Roulette all. There goes Buff's points. Yeah, getting some browning action now. You can tell by the sound of the sizzle. I'm just gonna grab some sage and parsley from the fridge. And then we're pretty much done all the veg prep for the sauce. And it's gonna come together pretty quick. BTTG, you lost all of them too. No. No. I'm just going to turn my fan up a bit. Maybe we'll get some of that steam out of there so you guys can actually see the pot. Good job, Anya. Yeah, someone's got to turn it around. So this parsley is from the farm. Look how nice it is. This is Italian flat leaf, my favorite type of parsley. You can use curly as well, but it's not the greatest to use if you're going to use it for a garnish per se. But I think for the sauce today, I had some older parsley in this bag. Let's use that up instead. Get that stuff out of there just before it goes bad. We got parsley and sage. I know, guys, no basil. No basil going into this. Let's check this. There we go. So I think I'm good with that for it to be brown. So slotted spoon again because we want to leave as much fat as possible in this pot. Kind of drain it before you take it out. it doesn't burn on. Okay, so another handful or two of meat going in, so just be careful when you put it in there. And we'll have one more batch after this. So steamy. It's rigged in favor of the mods. It is not. You're using weighted balls. What did I miss? Yeah, tell us the Italian name of the ingredients. Let's learn some stuff. Thanks, Karen. Let's do it. Okay, so the sage, cut off the stems. They're pretty tough. And then we're just gonna rough chop this. We don't need to go too fine because it will break down as the sauce cooks. But we're not gonna mix it in with the veg. Just because we don't want the herbs to burn. Oh no. You would like a refund? I got nothing. Actually, I think I can give you guys points. But I'm not going to. It's not my fault you have a gambling addiction. At least you know when to stop, though. Good job, Omat. Mama, how are you? Guys, don't get too excited. Why, though, Omat? Why what? I'm doing good, Mama. Thanks for asking. Boom, there you go. Hey, I thought you were stopping. Give the bottom of the pot a nice scrape down. The meat sugars are caramelizing the proteins. We're building up flavor. Okay, let's move our sage out of here. Chop our parsley. Then we need to get some wine, open the tomatoes. I think that's it. I'll read over the directions in a sec. Filthy animals, get out of the casino. Cipolla, sedano, carote, aglio, prezzemolo. I don't know what that one is. Salsa di pomodoro. That's the ingredients I've used. Awesome. It would be a shame to run out of points. But maybe someone will be generous and give you some. That's possible. Okay, scoop that over with the sage. Oh no, Mama. You lost it all. Thanks, Karen. I love to cook. And I like that people watch me. Okay. Do. So it says... Okay, brown your meats first. Yes. It says puree the tomatoes in the can. I'm not sure if we'll have to add any tomato because we have a bunch in the sugo that we're going to put in. And you guys know that the bolognese is not tomato heavy. So I don't want to wreck it. So we browned our meats. And then after this, we'll start browning our veg. And then we can add the meat back in. And then add our wine. So we need 2 cups of either white or red wine. Either one, it does not matter. So half of this thing. Whatever you have laying around. I have both, but my red is not opened yet. So I'll use the white. Okay. That meat looks good again as well. So we'll take that out. And then on to our last batch. Rook, how are you? Oh, you won. Nice, man. On the Steam sale? Oh, I'll have to ask Sammy what happened. Hey, Mies, you're home. How was worky? You lost 11K plus yesterday, Rook? Oh, my goodness. Oh, Matt, 6 bones. See, at least we're not gambling with real money. I will allow this. Big bets, yeah. Okay, let's get into the wine. Wining and dining. Do you think I need a bigger bottle of wine, though? This is what happens when I tell Sammy I need some wine to cook with. He buys me the biggest bottle. And I am okay with that. Okay, let's scrape all those bits off the bottom before they start to burn. You guys know the deal. Work was fine. You hopefully you can get some sleep tonight. You're running on empty. Dang, girl. Make sure to get enough rest. The body needs it. You can't just run on overdrive all the time. Just do the one shot of vodka that the lady does? What? I don't think I could do a shot of vodka. Might barf. Okay, so we need some stock as well. Let me look. 1 liter. So good thing that I saved the veg stock yesterday, guys. Because now we can use it in our bolognese sauce today. So yay for that. And it says if you want to sprinkle some gelatin into the stock. But I don't think I need to do that. I'm not gonna go that intense today. And this stuff's browning pretty quick. It was a smaller batch, so that can come out and the veg is gonna go in. What's up, girl? What's up, little girl? Oh God, we're popping. Oh, try and find the meme and link it then. Okay, watch out. What meat am I using? No, I love the cats, chef. We're so excited. So I ground up some beef brisket earlier in the stream, and I'm also using pancetta. So let's stir our veg, get it nicely coated. I think I might just need a touch of olive oil in here. We can actually turn that fan down now. Doggo, you're killing me. Killing me, girl. Just a wee bit. Scrump, how are ya? Do I add cream? Yeah, we'll add some cream at the end. Like right before we serve it. Link it. Do it, Buff. Do it. Okay, let's put our wine over here by our meat. Grab our veg stock out. Ta-da! And now next, our tomatoes, which we're not going to add today because we have our sugo, that stuff. Smells so good. Oh, it's a YouTube. Okay, yeah. I get it now. Yeah, just a little bit of vodka pours in like half the 2.6. Do I work in a restaurant? Yeah, I just started this week. I took 5 months off, but I'm back into it now, and it feels good. I think that was a good break for me. Calls for some milk or cream. Yeah, that's the traditional way to do it, Scrum. Who puts bologna in pasta? That's for sandwiches. It's true, Rook. I don't know the last time that I ate bologna. Now that you're saying that. Okay, so we are all caught up there. See, it says add the milk. So 1 cup of milk is gonna go in with the stock and the wine. Let's do it. I have an excess of milk right now anyway, so that's perfect. Just be like that, but with the wine. Yeah. Sammy will be like, where did all the wine go? I don't know, I was cooking. That's what I'll say. Then you guys can't rat me out though. Let's go. The boys are winning again. Stir the veg. Oh, that browning action down there. So the wine will get all of that off. It will deglaze. Couple more minutes with the veg and then the sauce will come together. And then we can roll out the pasta, I think. This stream's gonna fly by, I know it, so we gotta stay on top of ourselves. The wine evaporates and leaves flavor, yep. Scrump, you're like a bolognese master, it sounds like. Just gambling away, yeah. Well, what else is there to do on a Friday? On herbs? On herbs. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, where's the drink lady? Why hasn't she come around yet? Hey, Harry Potter, how are you? And Chef, how's it going, man? How's your Friday in Vancouver? Let's put our herbs into this now. We're pretty much ready to add our liquids and our meat back in. So we'll just get a kiss of heat on the herbs to release some flavor. And then everything's going in. Akron, you're in the Discord. What's going on? Woohoo! You found us. Have fun. Feel free to check out all the different sections and post whatever you want. I'm doing good, Harry. Pumped to make this food. You're tired. You worked breakfast today. Dang, dude. 2:30? That's early. Okay. Wine is going in, and we will watch this transform. Let it cook for a couple of minutes just so all of our lovely brown bits will cook off the bottom of the pot. Sorry, I just put my head in the camera. I felt it. What do you mean what happened, Lemon? You would give him some if you could. She's like, nah, I'm good though. You can give points. But that is totally up to you. No pressure or anything like that. Okay, while that's cooking for the next minute or two, I'm just gonna grab the pasta roller out. She be stashed. hoping that we can attach this guy maybe onto the cutting board. Yeah, it was a white wine blue. And welcome back. It's been a while. How do you give points? I think you just do command give and put X amount of points and then the person's name. I believe that's how you do it. I've never gambled as hard as you guys before, so I'm not a huge help. So all we're doing is scraping off the bottom. You guys can see how our kind of stock that we're doing, the wine stock, has now turned a darker brown. So that means all of the flavor from us cooking the meat and the vegetables is now in our sauce. And it's not going to burn on the bottom. So, meat back in. This is going to be a full pot. Both the pancetta and the beef. Our milk. 1 cup. I know, that's such a weird addition. And then whatever kind of stock you want. I'm just using veg because I had extra. 1 liter. And then I'm just going to put the sugo in. And then that just simmers away until the end of the stream. I don't know what you guys are doing. I don't know. Let's look at this. Let's do this. I think that's the command list. Check it out. See what you guys can find. Do some transferring. This stuff is thick. And there is still some pork in here. So pork shoulder. Which should just fall apart pretty much as it continues to cook on a low heat. Oh, and there was salami too. So we have like 4 meats going on in this bolognese.
Red winey for sure.
Not white wine.
White winey. That's not wine.
The wine. We're whining and dining.
You scared?
Yeah.
Just stay here.
That's fine.
I'm done with stuff.
Huh?
I'm done with the shower.
Okay. Okay, so stir this up. And we'll bring it to a simmer and then turn it low. And let it cook out. Deadly. So pumped.
What up, chat? I'm super tired. Got a shower. Come and chill with you guys after. I'll show you some photos of all the work we did today. Holy. There's like a million staples in the floor.
Sammy was working. Work. Nothing beats a good spag bowl. It's true, Buff.
It's true.
There is enough to give each of you a plate. Yeah, but I don't know if there will be enough pasta. Fish stock? No, veg stock. Vegetable stock. Lemon! 4 months in a row already. Thanks for the resub. Love that. Maybe the apron will be yours. There's only 1 week left to enter. You missed my cook on the second pot. What am I spooning in there? So this is from a previous stream, Blue. And I made a pork sugo. which sugo just means sauce in Italian, so it's just a pork and tomato pasta sauce. Fabulous meat mix being used. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked about this. Yay, Rook, 20 bones. No problem, Trueness. You can give points. I don't know where Liz is, but her and I think Dante were giving back and forth with each other. But like I said, I am not up to date on this gambling system. I just know that I wanted to set it up because you guys would have fun. You have to figure it out. No one else gift any more subs yet. The competition is too fierce. There is, I think, 50 of you guys that are going for the apron. Hey, Helicopter, how are you? You had your card flagged for fraud because you spent so much on Twitch. That is dedication. Okay, so this is the cutter that we'll use to make the spaghetti. I think it'll be closer to angel hair, if I'm being honest, but that doesn't get put on to the roller until later. Yay, Rod. So let's set this up. Wow, Omat, 5 years on Twitch. That is impressive. Look at our pasta. It is rested up really nicely, so this is gonna roll out awesome. But first we need to be able to set this up because I don't think I can hook it onto my island. I don't think it's deep enough to do that. Nope. So this is gonna have to do. It's kind of sketch, but it works. This is what we used in the apartment as well. Lemon, gifting the sub to Rook. Thank you. That's amazing. So much love within this community. Keeping everyone together. Okay, so I guess I should have put that higher up. So pasta maker, our roller is ready. We need to put this down to the lowest setting, so 0 to start. And that is the widest that it can go. So if you can see that, it is a couple centimeters, that's it. So now I'm gonna divide the dough into 2 pieces, which, yay for having the cutting board right here at least. It was your 5-year anniversary yesterday. That's awesome, Mies. Give this one more stir. See that we're coming up to a simmer here, so I'm going to turn it down. Low and slow, my friends, is the key to this sauce. Who needs love when you have onions? It's true. I got my squad. So look at that. Beautiful interior to our pasta dough. Oh, Matt, no songs for you, man. Because I know you're bad to the bone. So now I think we'll just go this way. Because I do need a little bit of space over here to be able to roll out the dough as well. So there's that. Do I add any herbs? I'm not adding any basil to this, but there was sage and parsley added. You think my boyfriend loves me for that? Oh yeah, he likes my cooking. So just a little bit of flour. You don't need too much. Just enough so it doesn't stick. Nice rolling pin. Actually, I got this thing on sale. I was looking for marble, and I think I got it from the Bay. Maybe $30. Not that expensive. I just like the weight of it. Let's move our mouse out of here, and I have a little bit more room. Move over. And we want to keep the pasta dough in this shape, this length and width. Oh, we got a squeak. We need some oil in here. WD-40. Lube it back up. So close to 5 months, yeah. Okay, that should be good. You just need it a little bit thinner so that it goes through the roller easily. Let's do this. Got our swivels on deck today. So, a lot of you in here have watched me roll pasta a couple times already, so this is nothing new. So every time you roll it through, you have to turn the machine up one setting so it goes thinner. And I'm gonna go up to 4, and then we have to do some folds. And that will help both strengthen the dough, and it will make it actually softer in the end product. So it kind of builds up the gluten. So there's 4. And so to do our fold, just come over here. So I'd fold it like a letter. So one side comes in to meet up with the other side. You don't want to overlap it on the side, and then you just fold it in half again. And then if we need to, we can roll it out so it's thin again. Because this is pretty thick, I don't think it'll pass through the machine without getting bunged up. And we'll do that fold twice. So we'll go up to 4 one more time, do another fold, and then we can go all the way until, I think, 8. I don't really like to go all the way up to 9, because sometimes it just gets too brittle. Really? Only 3 months? Yeah, Rook, hey? It feels like way longer. How do you know when to stop rolling? Well, like I said, you do the 2 folds, and then typically after that, you're good to go. That's what I always do when I roll out pasta. And then notice how I'm also rolling it the opposite direction of what we did last time. the chat stats are interesting. It is. You guys are having a lot of fun today. That's awesome. Let's all use the onion because Omat actually made it for me. And I still adore it. Happy that's what I started with for my emote. I was like, let's make a Kappa onion. And he just made it happen. Okay, so look how nice and smooth this is getting. So one more fold. One side in, one side in. Give it a little press. And that, let's just tuck that little piece in. Because you obviously want the pasta to stick together. And then we'll roll it out one more time and then we'll go all the way up to 8. Yeah, this ain't my first pasta dough, guys. As you can tell, I'm not really stressed about rolling it out and doing all this stuff. $4,300 uses of the onion? How do you find that? That is so cool. 700 onions is a lot of chat spam. Rook's like, please don't. That's your favorite emote, Harry? But you're too poor. Maybe one day, man. BT, you made pasta from scratch twice. Sucks when you only have the rolling pin. Yes, that is difficult. So starting back at 0, and we don't have to do any more folds. So let's just crush it. We're going all the way up to 8. It's gonna be smooth like a baby's bottom. What? That's so cool, oh Matt. Thanks for posting that. And look at this slow simmer on the bolognese. That's all we want. Slowly cook those meats together. You've never made pasta, Lemon? I am shocked. I think you would totally enjoy it. MILF, you made some food. What? You actually don't eat pasta. Oh, word up. I don't, like, I'm not a huge fan of dried pastas. I will eat it, but I'd way rather eat fresh pasta any day. And I think it's worth the extra effort, for sure. Hey, look at these fat stacks. So I don't know what's going on with this little piece, but I'm just going to take that off because it's kind of tearing. We don't want it to stick together, so I'm just going to lightly flour this. Look how long this is getting. So much. You hate it, Buff? What? I love it. It's so soothing. You have too many appliances and you like your countertop space. Fair enough.
Look, you taught me how to cook.
What's up, man? What? That is so good. A shrimp kebab?
Yeah, this is good.
You always get someone else to roll the pasta? Come on, Buff. But you know what? If you've made it so many times, I totally understand you. So look how thin this is getting. You can almost see your hand through it. That's kitchen love. For sure, Lemon. Lemon, have you ever seen, I don't know if you're ever on Instagram, but Salty Seattle, all one word, makes these amazing colorful pastas. Really, really interesting. Now that's a whole new pasta game for me. So this is the last roll. Super thin, look at that. Crazy, it's like an accordion. Boop. So, now, we're gonna flour this again, just because when we roll the noodles out, we really don't want them to stick together. Pasta with Nutella could be good, I guess. In the right application. How long have I been with Sammy? We are coming up on 4 years. Long ass time. Okay, so now, come on over. Now we can attach the cutter. So it just slides in on this side, like that. And you have to transfer the handle over. We're gonna use the spaghetti one right there. You want kebab? Probably using spinach and beets. Yeah, she does crazy stuff. Oh, you're from Sicily? What? Okay, we're going in. These are gonna be the longest noodles ever. Boopy de poppy. That's what Omat says. Pizza, pasta, pesto. We should definitely go to Europe. I'm in. And I probably should have held on to this. I fudged up for sure. But let's try and take it apart before it starts to stick. Look at this lovely... This is more like an angel hair, like I told you guys. But look at that. Like, you guys can't even see how... how tall it goes. Boop! Okay, so these little pieces are usable as well. But let's just come over here. We're gonna flour this. I think I'm just gonna divide it into 2. And that way we'll just get 4 portions. Okay, a little bit lower on this guy. The noodles are glorious, thank you. Yes, Alvin, they're not that expensive and it's so worth it. So we obviously don't want these to stick together at all. So I'll pick it back up. Get it nicely coated. Just kind of drape it through there. That way it won't stick. And then let's just make a nice little nest. So let's do it on the board, if you guys can see. Just kind of lay it down and then just twirl it together. Need a little bit more flour up here. As you can see, it's sticking a bit. So there's one portion. And like I said, these little noodles you can totally cook. So maybe let's just toss them in the flour now so that they don't stick together. There's a 1 minute cool down or so. I think it's 50 seconds only. I could be wrong though. So other set of noodles. Did any fall out? Yes. Get back in there. Just drape it through the flour again. And then we'll make our second nest. Like, you don't have to be too picky about that part. Scrumptilly. Heat index is 105. Whew, that's a hot. If they stuck together, would you have to put it through the roller again? I don't think it would work. I think you would just have to accept your failure and still cook it anyways. Just you'd have some pieces that are stuck together. Yeah, just roulette right now for gambling. I thought you guys would be good with that. I was going to use a sheet pan, but I think that's overkill for this. So let's just put it in this little guy. And that little bit we'll just put on the side there. And I'm just going to drape a towel over that so that it doesn't dry out. Bam. On to the next piece. Let's give our bolo a stir. See what's going on. We're doing good. It's not even 5 o'clock yet. Maybe we do need that a little bit higher. It's imminent heat stroke, Shrimp. Yes, save yourself. All the cool kids have no bones. Mop the flour back up with the pasta dough. Rook, you don't have any bones to roulette. Feels bad, man. At least you got onions still. Yeah, they might have a gambling problem. I don't know what I started here. But like I said, it's Friday. They're living it up a little bit. How's it going, Elvin? Yeah, there's no judgment. Maybe they're just practicing for the real deal. The little machine is awesome. It's so much fun, MILF. That's why I love making pasta so much. So let's go on to the next round. So I took the cutter off, put the handle back on our main roller here. And back down to 0. You guys know the deal. I'm gonna go back up to 4. It was a tough week. Going to have to work through the weekend too. Dang. Well, it's okay, man. I'm working on the weekend too. We got this. There ain't no rest for the wicked. Man, I don't even win at slot machines, Rook. I'm not a good gambler. And I don't play poker. Imagine having your hand in it. No, I couldn't. Plus, your hand doesn't fit in. There's no way you can fit your hand in the roller. Okay, so that's 4. Do our folds. Canadian gamblers. Kylie, thanks for the host. You just do poker tournaments for real gambling? Nice. I mean, if you're good at it, why not? Cash in or out. Is to bet minimum for 8 or so turns and then bet max until you win. Okay, I will try and remember that for next time. Oh, Matt, that is the worst way to free a nipple. Your nipple would be too free. It would be just removed from your body. I don't think that's what they meant by that phrase. Hollow, what's up? You guys are just on slim pickings. Jackie, thanks for the follow. Welcome in. I love the layer of fat on top of that pot right now. That's just bubbling away. Working, trying to relax, watching my stream. Awesome, Hollow. Glad I can spend some Friday time with you. Okay, that was all the way up to 4 again. Our second fold. I should turn my stream into a therapy stream. A lot of people have actually said that, MILF. Sushi with the raid. Welcome in, guys. Awesome. How was the stream? I think I saw you guys. What were you making? Roasted broccoli, banh mi's, and then some kind of dessert, which sounded really good. It does kind of sound like a ratchet, hey, Scrump? Welcome in, Moss, Thule. Keep it cool with Kate. I like it, MILF. Is that butter dough? No, this is just a fresh egg pasta. Frozen yogurt pie. Was it tasty? That sounds really good and refreshing for a hot day. Cool with Kate instead of cook with Kate. Okay, now we can go all the way back up to 8. Oh, Sush! With the resub, 3 months in a row. Thank you, thank you. And now you are entered in to the apron giveaway. Woohoo! Only a week left. So thank you for that. And hello, Tom. How's the day? It's so good. A family tradition. Your mom makes it every year. Nice. Those are the best recipes. Like, I always look forward to those. And somehow I feel like they always just get better with time. Okay, so now we need to go all the way back down to 0. Uncle Stinky. Can you flatten it out with just gravity without a roller? I don't think so, Moss. You'd have some thick pasta dough. So yeah, next Friday's stream, Sammy's going to be pulling a name from a hat or a container of some sort, and we'll announce the winner. Just put it on the bed and sleep on it. That's a good one, Rook. It could work. You have to sub, but you have no PayPal. All good, dude. We gotta do what we gotta do. I think you can use your credit card too, but you might not have a credit card, eh? That's why you gotta steal your parents. I didn't say that though. Oh, Matt, 2 a.m. Staying up late with us. Okay, this is starting to stick. Our accordion of pasta. So let's flour it before we take it too far. Look at this thing. Woohoo! Usually just spin your pizza dough so it flattens itself. Yes! I love working with pizza dough. Bye, oh, Matt. Have a wonderful weekend, man. And thanks for chilling with us for so long. I always look forward to Fridays with you guys. I know my European friends can stay up later. 'Cause typically they don't work on weekends. If you had Hispanic moms, you would know. I believe it. I've heard stories. Okay, so we have 2 more settings to go. You work mainly weekends. Yeah, Buff. Me too, man. I know the deal. You're working on Saturday and it's 1 a.m. You gotta work morning shift? Got a lot of prep to do tomorrow. Okay, last setting before we cut the noodles. You gotta work at noon. Hey, me too. That's what time I work tomorrow too. It's so satisfying. It really is. If you guys have a pasta roller, you would know. You would understand my love for it. Come on, Noodle. You can do it. Get in there. Sometimes it curls at the end and it just doesn't want to feed. Go! You're just sitting in the office and watching CCTV and doing stock. Easy mode then. You worked late today, Rook. Didn't leave the office until almost 5? Holy. Okay. Look how long this is now. Too long for me to even fit in the camera. Actually, let's flour it one more time before we cut it, right? We don't want that to stick together. You normally work 8 to 4. Put in that extra hour, man. Doing that work. I love an 8 to 4 shift though. That is like my favorite shift to work. Chronic's in here today too. Thanks for the 100 biddies. The teenager jokes. Yeah, it's all good. No judgment here, Mel. Okay. Slide our cutter in. Switch our handle over. So what did that take me? 25 minutes to roll out 4 portions of pasta. And actually, while this is feeding this time, I'm just gonna grab the noodles and pull them out as it cuts it. And that way they'll just stay a little bit more organized. We're gonna get long. Want it to always stay in the center. Look at this. Hoo-wee. Look at those babies. Noodling. And you work when you get home too? Okay, so we gotta work pretty quick once these are cut, or else they do stick together quite quick. So I'm just gonna put another bed of flour down so we can just drag the noodles through. I think I find that works the best so far. Oh, I'm totally gonna cook them this long. Otherwise, what's the fun? We have to. We are going to first divide this into 2 portions. Just put that there for now. Come on over. Do a little drag through. And then the top part as well. Okay, so those are not going to stick together now. Switcheroo. You're in double duty here. Just take those discards and put them aside for a sec. Let's make our little nest with this first set that we just floured. I'm gonna twirl it onto itself. And then flour the second set. Oh, we still have to boil it. Yeah, we still have to boil this in salted water. And then we're just gonna spoon over the bolognese sauce. I think I lost a couple noodles there, but that's okay. Let's make our other nest. Yeah, it looks so good. Now we can just toss these little guys as well. Because they're still usable. They might not be as long, but they still cut. And they'll cook up just fine. So back over to our other 2 sets. Pile that in. this was our other discard pile. Not really discard, just trim, let's say. So we'll pile that up in the corner there. And we are good. Those ones aren't sticking, the ones that we did before. So now we just want to keep that covered until we boil it later. Check it out, guys. Fresh pasta noodles. Not that hard. What if you put flour onto the blades before cutting them? I don't typically like to get too much excess flour in my roller. Makes it just a little bit hard to clean. So that's why I always just flour it afterwards. So there we go. Now a little bit of cleanup action. And then we have to set up our pot for boiling. But I think first, I'm gonna go for a bathroom break real quick. I've done good so far. And epic. Thanks for the host. We're chilling, guys. Put our pasta roller away. Rook, thank you for the biddies. It's so quiet. It is. Yeah, Chef, are you streaming tonight? So I always just use a dry cloth to wipe the flour off. If you use something wet, the flour can get caked on and make it even more difficult to clean. There's a little piece of pasta in there too. I'll just try and roll that out. Roll out. I don't know what it's stuck on. But anywho, it will dry up, so I'm not too worried about that. And it'll just fall out next time I put something through it. There we go. All cleaned up. Easy peasy. You're making 2 plates, Chef. Scallops with stuff and veal marsala. Oh, yum. Love marsala. There we go. All packed up. On stream yet. Maybe that'll be one of the next things I do. Okay, this flour mess, I think I'll just use a pastry scraper. We really didn't make too much of a mess here. Some pretty clean pastarone, if I do say so. Wipe up our flour, otherwise our board will fly around because it doesn't have anything to grip onto. Okay, we are set up again. So all we have left to do now is simply cook our pasta and make up our salad to go alongside our bolo. Headphones, I'm sorry. I know that was a terrible noise. You'll be okay though. I promise you'll survive, Moss. And the coffee goes down the hatch. Really? I've used lemon and salt on this almost every Saturday. And it's been totally fine, Rook. But my grandpa made this board, so it's made really, really well. And so far it hasn't cracked. And it's older than I am. And this thing has been used every day for the past, let's say, almost 30 years. Insane. So, pasta pot, fill it halfway with water, and then we'll put some salt into it as well. Wipe up of this burner as well. The fats. You want a good tablespoon of salt in here. Should taste like the sea. Yes, yeah, exactly, Chef. So this is what I'm using. I will laugh so hard if you use this as well, Chef, but this is just a butcher block oil that I use afterwards so that it doesn't dry out and crack. Wrong lid. Okay, we can turn that guy on to get it hot. Okay, thanks. Don't know what it is. Okay, let's get one more stir on our bolo, and then it's salad time. The pasta will take probably 3 to 4 minutes to cook. Not very long, just because the noodles are super thin. This is getting there though. I think another couple hours though would be perfect. Like it called for 4 hours, but I don't have that kind of time with you guys on stream, so we'll do the lesser side of timings. Al dente for the